proposed to institutionalize drought response mechanisms such as amendments to the National Drought Management Authority Act to ensure long-term food security in these regions. The other one that I can pick out, because some are repetitions, is resource-based conflicts over water and pasture, such as those witnessed in the Turkana and West Pokot border regions, have escalated due to drought. What would you consider, would you consider proposing legislation for community-based natural resource management and conflict resolution frameworks, possibly through amendments to the Land Act to formalize resource sharing agreements? Can you answer that? Somebody's asking about the stalled Kainuk Bridge in Turkana. I think that's not your docket. Go on.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On counties like Turkana and Marsabit, and amendment on response to drought, actually what is happening is, as I said earlier, we need a deliberate and team-based solution to these recurring issues, so that we put ways of a framework that would enhance food production, enhance water harvest, enhance alternative livelihoods, enhance value addition to this community, so that we reduce the effect of drought within the acts. And that one means all the ministries concerned, all the partners concerned, all the stakeholders concerned must put their brains together and come up with a long-lasting solution to what has been recurring. Now, on conflict of water and under pasture along Turkana and the other areas, the pastoral areas, actually true. If we borrow an initiative that we went one time when I was a CC for Turkana to the Uganda, and we found a very big dam called Kobebe that is supplying water all year round. I think it is time we adopt a solution that would run the citizens of this country with their livelihood all year round, in the sense that the dams are put, this water that is just running around, I mean the water that is flowing down would be captured somewhere where it can be utilized by pastoralists, it can be utilized for pasture, it can also be utilized for food production by the very communities that are vulnerable when this strikes. So I think for me, it needs back to stakeholders engagement, consultation of all the key actors in this field to make sure we put a long-lasting solution to what the communities are suffering from. And also in situation where we go cross-border, in terms like when the community moves from this area to the other area looking for pasture, we need as an institution of government to move ahead of our citizens and lobby for safety and lobby for these things, so that when they encroach those zones, they are not attacked or they are not rebelled, causing deaths. So.
Good. Let me ask you one question, nominee. Or two. Do you believe in East African integration?
As at now, I believe, because it's about the impression. In the sense that if...
What do you mean impression?
Sometimes people tend to judge a particular thing before they get into it. I think where there's a deliberate attempt, Mr. Speaker, to have it realized, we will all get this realized. Because the parties that are there are just within the neighborhood. We can't avoid the neighborhood. We will at any time engage the neighborhood. So for that matter, and for you to be peaceful, your neighbor must be peaceful. For you to grow economically, your neighbor must be growing. So, and because there's a cross-cutting issues, these crossing issues must be put together for a full realization of East Africa Community Federation.
If you find favor and become our minister or CS in charge of East Africa, we already have protocols for a customs union, for a free market, and a protocol for free movement of people, goods, and services. Take people. If you go to our courts today, every single day you'll find Ugandans being charged for being in Kenya illegally. You go to Uganda, Kenyans are in jail in Uganda for entering Uganda illegally. Tanzania, same thing. and all over. If you find favor and become our CS, what are you going to do to help achieve the implementation of the protocol on free movement of people, goods, and services, particularly people, so that you do not cross into a country where you have a protocol for free movement and you are bundled and thrown into jail for being in that country illegally?
Mr. Speaker, if I win the favor of this committee and be appointed as a CS for East Africa Community, the issue of custom union and free movement are within the 4 pillars of East Africa Community. So, and having it as a pillar must also embrace the spirit of the will within the member states to implement anything that has been agreed upon. So for effective implementation of this, effective realization of these pillars, then every member state must make a deliberate attempt within their own political governance to make sure these things are implemented to the best of these, of the people who are crossing, to the best of the business that's being carried across the border. So for me, I feel laws must be, a legal framework must be put on board. The infrastructure that's supposed to be facilitative must be put in place.
The legal framework is already there.
Then the deliberate intentions to implement from the partner states must also be negotiated, because it is one thing to pass, it is the other thing to get the political will of a country to implement what has been passed. So I think it is a matter of lobbying, matter of consulting, matter of arbitrating if possible, to make sure what has been passed is implemented to the letter.
A small 1 or 2 mundane questions to you. Have you ever been adversely mentioned in any integrity-related reports or investigations?
No, I haven't.
Do you hold any leadership position in any political party in Kenya?
As it is, no.
As it was?
Yeah, but I resigned.
Okay. Tell us your net worth.
It's 100 million.
100 million, which you said is family
it's for
wealth.
all of us.
It's for all of us, including me.
Yes, if you are
Okay. Okay, nominee. Your papers have been checked against what we have. They have been found in order. And the few memoranda that were there against you, actually, in fact, only one, and you responded, so we release you to go back to your duties.
Mr. Speaker, there is the bit of the well that I need to clarify a bit on livestock.
It is not an issue. We are okay.
Okay. So, Mr. Speaker, I would want to appreciate your guidance in moderating and protecting me. I would also want to appreciate the mutual conversation we've had with the committee. And if Almighty God that began with me will give you favor to see me through in this, I'm telling you, committee, you will be writing history in this Kenya. You will be appointing the first Turkana woman since independence. So please be part of the history.
As we look forward to the possibility of writing that history, I want to constantly encourage you. You are not going to be a minister because you are Turkana. You are going to be a minister because if we find favor, your competence and your ability to serve each and every Kenyan from Vanga to Kibish, from Lamu to Malaba, everywhere in this country. And now you'll go beyond. Okay. You must contribute towards the integration of East Africa. Some of us believe, dream, and live East African integration.
Thank you.
Thank you. The sergeant will show you the way out. Have a good day. Yes. Members, you have saved 10 minutes, and that is the time that you'll have for your short break as they rearrange the room, and you agreed to go and have something out there. So let's go and do that.